ready to fuck this place up real fucking good in a minute. I don't want this fucking standing around bullshit. This song is called Neverwhere. Let's kick this shit off.
There's no actual point where Let's Ruin started. To know that, you need to go all the way back to the grassroots of the whole thing.
Fuck, it's such a long time ago, man.
Can't remember last week, let alone 6 years ago. It's a bit hazy.
I got to New Zealand in 2002, and you know, there were lots of bands around my school.
Basically, it started out the two rival bands at Selwyn College. One was called Moose, and the other one was called Leftwood.
Junior and Rory, I think, were in a band for a while, and Justin was in another band. And
something happened to Moose. I don't know what. There was a bit of fighting and stuff in that, and then I suppose our group, Leftwood, just didn't have what we were looking for.
It started with me and Rory jamming in my room, drinking beer, and realising that we could write real good music together.
My mum picked me up from school, and he got a ride home, and we're just kind of talking and shit about nothing. And then he said, "Yeah, fuck, start a band." Right, cool, yeah, man, it's gonna be the baddest. And he kind of came around to my house, and we actually put that into motion.
But then they were starting another band. They wanted it to be heavier, and I was down to be in a band because I'd always been in bands in England and that. So I heard they wanted a singer, so I rocked up.
We trialled Nick out for a singer. Me and Rory looked at each other and we were like, "No, that guy sucks at singing. Don't tell him."
Nick, our singer, who we didn't actually want in the first place, because he actually tried out for Moose. He didn't get in because he couldn't sing.
Sang some songs for Justin's band, and he hated it. He didn't want me in the band.
He helped write some lyrics with Junior on one of the Leftwood songs, and I thought, wow, he's pretty good. And just kind of fought for him to get, for this new band. And so
Nick was singing it, and we were like, "Oh, nah." We tried a few other dudes out, and he was actually the best of the lot.
I suppose he'd be practicing, he was a lot better then. And so we got him in.
And the irony is Nick is fucking amazing now.
So I was like, yeah, I'll come along, and we just started going. It was heavier, I liked it better. And we started screaming and shit and making some kind of nu metal stuff.
And it was a lot heavier music. It wasn't proper metal, but it was definitely in the right direction of where we wanted to go. And it was kind of around then when we kind of thought that we needed an extra guitarist to fill things out, maybe just complicated stuff. So we kind of thought, well, Junior's our mate, he's into metal. I mean, actually, Junior got me into metal, so we asked him, and he was pretty keen, so he came along, and we're a five-piece then.
I knew the guys vaguely before I joined the band when they were Guevara.
Corin just kind of started to lose interest. He was the drummer at the time. I've actually forgotten whether he left and then we found Scott, or whether we started to look while we had Corin or something, but I'm sure someone else knows.
We found Scott. I remember we walked past the drummer. I think it was me and you, me and Ra, and we heard this dude drumming, and we were just like, let's kick the dude that we've got out of the band and get that dude.
I was good mates with Jamie, Rory's brother, and they were looking for a new drummer. I was constantly jamming in the practice rooms of Selwyn. They came and checked me out, had the first jam, and that was that.
Those gigs was at like a party. We started playing parties and stuff like that.
The first gig that we actually played with Scott, I think we were 6th or 7th form. Towards the end of the holidays, we started to have a big fuck off party, huge. Just invite everybody over, just get real smashed. There's actually nowhere really for people to like watch us that well and kind of dance at the same time. So everyone just kind of squeezed into the little corridor all around this like little window that they can see us through. And we started playing and you know, a bunch of young drunk kids are just going to go nuts.
Yeah, die inside.
We found out afterwards someone like had been leaning on the edge and just kicking the wall like in front of them and just like booted the whole thing in. And there's this one dude, bro, I'm gonna puke, and he was like, don't puke on the floor, don't puke on the floor. So I said, oh, I'll get a fucking bag, don't worry, I was gonna do it. Bro, go pick in his bag, put it underneath and puke straight in the bag. The bag had a big hole in the bottom, so it's just been all over his legs and all over his shoes and all over the cup and everything. That was a fun night. Fucking awesome night.
We started playing Eden's Bar.
Eden's Bar.
Eden's Bar.
Eden's Bar. Most definitely. Always a good time. Crowds came out.
Just packing it up because it was so small and we could pack it up, and we had like a backstage.
It was like the first place we started playing to actual paying audiences, and it was all punk and hardcore gigs. We could get away with not really being that good by calling ourselves punk metal.
Went on tour. Well, it wasn't really a tour, we played a show somewhere out of Auckland.
Our mates invited us to do the show with them at
Brewers Bar.
Brewers Bar in Mount Maunganui.
Road trip to do some shows.
And it was actually the first time I'd been on an out of the Auckland road trip with my mates as well.
And going into the gorge and fucking around for an hour or so in the gorge, getting naked and swimming in the cold water with tiny dicks floating around.
We did the whole rockstar shebang, man, like partying with the groupies after the show, trashing our hotel room, but and conveniently sort of forgetting that Scott's dad had driven his drums down in his van because Scott was only 16 at the time, so he witnessed the carnage.
Played Ellen Melville, Studio, Galatos.
King's Arms, Hysteria. Nick pissed in the pool table there, so we got permanently banned from playing there. Necropolis, Oblivion, Shadows Bar. If you ever wanted a jaw dropper and a showstopper, you had to see us at a party. Man, too much.
All the bands and all the people I've spoke to over the years said how different we were and how much we stood out as a band. When we came out, there wasn't anything like us. It wasn't nu metal, it was like just new in the sense of our ideas and our way of making songs.
We specifically wrote our music for what would be the most fun to mosh to if we weren't stuck on the stage actually playing it. Of course, most of our shows then we took off our instruments at some point and got amongst it anyway.
Yeah, just the fact that we're all good friends and stuff, you know, like that kind of held it all together for a while, and that's what made us want to practice and made us write new songs and write them together. You know, like you know, like we wanted to be with each other while we wrote songs.
Everyone put something in, so it was never this was this person's song. It was always a group effort, and it shows. It's certainly the trends we pumped out are unique in our own way.
Everyone put in ideas, everyone listened to each other most of the time, didn't blow goats. The songwriting process was quite democratic, but we used to insult each other a bit. But then that's not really a bad thing, is it? It made Rory get a bit upset.
Fucking Scott.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Whenever somebody brought a riff to the table that he didn't like, oh, that fucking blows goats, man.
Instead of me saying, oh, I thought, you know, it's not really fits with the song, or doesn't really work with the structure, maybe we could use it for another song, I pretty much just went out and said, that riff blows goats. And Rory kind of took it to heart because he really liked it.
I got pretty angry at that. Yeah, I fucking hated it. He said it.
You're gonna die. I kill you in my ass.
Don't worry, just go through the twins on but now. That what? We'll go into the breakdown and we all play the breakdown now. Just keep it recording. Just keep going from here because we have to stop soon.
It took so long to write music that way, but the music that we did make was awesome and like different because we did that.
We really did like change and mold it through the whole times, and you know, kind of like play off each other and stuff and learn how each other played and stuff. And I reckon that's how we kind of like, you know, wrote such, you know, awesome music. Yeah.
Shit just got faster, didn't it? More technical, a bit more rhythmic. Got rid of, I don't know, some of the cheesiness, I suppose.
We wrote great songs, and there was no doubt about that.
This is a fucking song and people will bleed.
Focus on this. Okay.
We were just real arrogant until we were fucking awesome.
Well, we were my favourite band since we recorded our first demo. So the attitude was like, well, it's a perfect mix of all music that I like. So if you don't like it, fucking stupid, then fuck the fuck off.
Come on, we got a gig tonight. Come on, baby, you can fucking see us play. Oh, have you ever seen a metal band? Yeah, we're a fucking shit. We're a bitch.
Nick rocking up the crowd, pretty much telling them all to fuck off. They're a bunch of cunts.
Utter cunts to every other musician in Auckland.
We went on TV once, we went on old TV, and we got drunk.
We had a video that was going to go on air and being interviewed live, and none of us could stop swearing. We were fucking drunk, and we started slandering other bands on air who were watching at the time.
Yeah, Rory went on TV and we was too drunk to call that one for no reason.
Then getting banned from Alt TV, getting our video banned from Alt TV, getting a shitload of like texts and calls saying how fucking awesome it was.
Alluded to Ruin definitely suits us in a nutshell. Think about the meaning of it. Hence why I can't remember shit. Real ways to fucking link it.
The Leader to Ruin's actually a typewriter's concept. Basically, there's 4 false friends that a virtuous person should try and avoid.
Being a leader to ruin.
To being shitheads, getting fucking drunk.
Many rock stars do stage and doing drugs and inebriations.
Anytime that an ambulance was called, or anytime there was blood spilt.
Fucking horse as hell, because we still got our free drinks.
Or anytime someone got really fucked up and got into a fight. Or anytime Rory or Junior got naked.
It's depressing how hazy this is, man.
Anytime like that. Just nakedness, blood, and drinking.
He's a companion in drinking. He's a companion in the nightlife. He's a companion in frequenting shows and fairs. And he's a companion in gambling. So basically like the most fun friend you could possibly have.
The way you influence your mates into doing stupid fun shit.
So Galatos was where we played our first ever gig that wasn't at school, even though me and Scott weren't actually in the band yet at the time. So it was too perfect and too full circle to pass up an opportunity to play there one last time, especially since these fellas have decided to dissolve the group and take away the thing I love to do most in the world, the people I love most in the world to do it with.
finishing up, and it's kind of a good time really. Everyone's seems to like have like their own kind of like extra bands and stuff that they're doing now, and there's not really that much time left that we can all get together and work on stuff.
I think we were just busy and everyone started doing different shit, different stuff.
Everyone having their own agendas. Justin buggering off overseas.
We've grown up as individuals, but that's it. Like, we've grown up as individuals and we were always individuals. It was a band of individuals. Not one person in the band was alike, and that's what made it special. But we've grown up as individuals, just not as a band, and that's pretty much why we fell apart.
Yeah, I guess now the time that we want to focus on music, the time that we took off, they've started doing other stuff, and we're like, obviously the standard of our music fell behind what they're doing now.
You know, for some being more of a hobby than trying to make a career out of playing music.
In 2009, things started to really slow down. We all have a mentality like Christmas time, New Year's, a few months before and after, it's just a void. I left to go to Brazil for 6 months, and during that time there wasn't much we could do anyway. Like, we couldn't gig. We could write, but we couldn't gig. But it just added to the void.
Me being a band slut and having to try and fit 5 jams in a week, playing with different bands doesn't help.
I reckon because we were busy, like I think university for me and you was a big thing. And I would say that me and you were the organisers of the band, like mostly, and we were writing like essays and pieces and stuff like that. We had to put our time in there to choose, and people that didn't do stuff like that and just did the music, like got better at the music while we did that stuff. And I guess that was one of the things.
But the thing is, it was the rate that we wrote songs that was really fucking slow. We all individually gave enough shit that things got done, but we needed someone to give more of a shit so that things got done faster, got done efficiently, so we could gig more, have more songs, keep our listeners and fans interested. That was like the downfall of our writing process is that we all relied on each other to come in with other riffs, other things, never really did it ourselves, and things worked. The ball rolled, but the ball rolled so slowly.
We'd write a song and then it would be like 6 months down the track and someone wouldn't like something and would want to change it. That's probably something that would probably hold a band back.
We will make a pay for having breasts. We know they studies how we play and they say why do I go fuck the weather? Say not just a meeting days, not a meeting to live. You're not to be my cock, you won't make sense. You won't make sense.
We wrote great songs, great lyrics, but it just took so long to do it.
First bands sort of tend to break up anyway.
But actually, my band sucks. I'm glad we're over the hate that.
I don't particularly think it's time to call it quits. I think we'll always be in, best mates and whatnot. Hardly be our last gig together. We'll get back on stage. For sure.